Gaborone. I am Komotso Mapane. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Masisi consoles the Moseki family in Sorowe after the loss of a family member. Botswana and the European Union have pledged to solidify their relations. And in sports, Orange Botswana sponsor Botswana National Olympic Committee to a tune of over 1.5 million. Interpreting in sign language is Binelo Ntole. Good evening. The President, Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, accompanied by the First Lady, Ms. Neo Masisi, continue to offer comfort to the bereaved families in Sorowe. When consoling the Moseki family who lost their son, Edward Moseki, in a car accident in 2020, President Masisi encouraged them to trust in the Lord during these trying times. Sabaizing Tabuho.
The late Edward Moseki, who upon retirement became an avid livestock farmer, passed away in 2020 in a car accident. Then the president offered his condolences via a phone call, but saw it fit to once again call on the family, now in person. The late Moseki is remembered for managing the Dikatong water project, a contribution the president states deserves recognition.
Kena le mma a tsile go rakanya matlo o le moga motho re hola a go tshwane le o thaeletsa ka mogala ikokotele ka modimo ikokotele ka modimo itshile maikutlo ya go tiro e dirile le mohumagadi wa gago le motshotse ngwana la mo godisa a bereka a retire modimo o mo ikgapela.
The Moseki family appreciate the president's condolences.
Re teng ha bo ra Moseki re tla ra wela ke sero sa go tegolwa ke kgaitsedi ya rona o neele ene first born ele re mo lapeng a bidwa Edward Moseki mme hela na setse a togetse tiro a re o simolla tsone tsa temothuo jalo mme ka go thoka lesego a re togela a moaga go re baleka kagiso
re go motegile mme re go mongeletse ruri ya kere ke gona mo kereng ha ke le mahoko a malele ke a leboga mongabe ha o tile mme o tile gore lekola mo bathong ba gago.
President Dr. Masisi says Botswana are known for their compassion and reaching out to those in need, acts he continues to epitomize. Sebetsen Tebogo, BTV News, Sorowe.
Two young livestock farmers in Sorowe, Thuso Letlhare and Kushata Moesi, have showered President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi with praises for igniting the spirit of farming in young people by supporting them with vibrant agricultural initiatives like Tuo Letlotlo to accelerate the growth of the sector and promote food security. The duo organized the first ever Youth Livestock Farmers Day in Letlhare Farms, which the president graced together with the First Lady, Ms. Neo Masisi. Bethany Mando has more.
Farming is proving to be more and more appealing to the younger generations. Young farmers illustrating keenness to grabbing all opportunities available in agriculture to support economic growth, promote food security, and also increase the headcount of livestock in the country. Fresh minds come in the form of Thuso Letlhare, a semental breeder, and Kushata Moesi, who has ventured into mixed breeding cattle for beef. So they need to bring diverse people in the sector to interact, explore new ideas and technologies to transform the agricultural sector.
Mr. President, I can only thank you for the immense motivation you have given us through initiatives such as Tuo Letlotlo, Demo Letlotlo, the importation of live genetics, and your persistent encouragement in urging us to go into advanced technology such as artificial insemination and embryo transfer.
Modern farming techniques, precision agriculture, and sustainable practices are opening up new avenues for growth and success. Taking up farming as an enterprise offers numerous benefits. It allows you to be your own boss, make a positive impact on the environment, and contribute to food security.
Letetse boitumelo mototegi tautona ke re mo ke bopaki ja mananeo a gago le puso ya gago wa lemoga gore re na le banana ba ba ithatang banana ba na leng maikaelelo le maikemisetso a go isa lefatshe le pele.
President Masisi says this initiative, spearheaded by the youth, is testament that the vision government is selling through various initiatives is not falling on barren ground.
Bana ba se ba se dirileng ba sa to ke o pe puso gore ba dire ya senkaela gore ntsela me maiteko thotloetso e re irang le ko puso le rumile ha ya wela hatsi kwa kapa megopolo a rona mananeo a rona ha a holotsa peo ke tla nna teng.
The Ministry of Agriculture as well as the Ministry of Entrepreneurship are working together to see the benefit of this trade trickling down to every citizen, supported with targeted programs.
Reka anywa go le go tona mo lenaneong la thuo le tlotlo le leng gore ke thuo ka kakaretso e se kgomo le pudi hela thuo a ke dintsa ke dikolobe ke dinonyane ke dikoko kgomo tsa mashi ditonki jalo jalo se e leng gore ke thuo hela o ka se dira ka lenaneo lone le la temo la thuo le tlotlo le bapisane le la temo le tlotlo ka gore le temo ya furu le temo ya dijo hela tsa leruo e bile o kgona go nosetsa ha ona le metsi di atologile mo lenaneong le.
Re dumela gore le puso re tlile go dira gotlhe mo go kgonagalang gore re netefatse gore re dira tse di tshwanetseng gore temothuo kana bogobe bo mo temothuong le tsotlhe tse di amanang le bogobe jwa temothuo di a diragala mme di sa diragale ha re leng teng ha di atologa le lahatse ka bophara ke ra le go tlala di botara ko ntle.
President Masisi says government will support all young farmers who have showed interest in livestock farming by zoning ranches for them. He says part of the government's effort is to buy cattle from foreign countries to improve the genetic quality of breeds of livestock so that those venturing into this sector get the creme de la creme that the livestock breeding sector has to offer. Bethany Mandu, BTV News, Sorogwe.
The Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Fidelis Molao, says collaboration between government and businesses is essential to drive sustainable innovation forward, stating that this could accelerate development and adoption of sustainable technologies. He said this when officially opening the Business Botswana Northern Trade Fair in Francistown. Faith Ditete.
Government has an array of initiatives aimed at supporting innovation and sustainable programs for entrepreneurs and the community at large. Mr. Malao challenged the Business Botswana to take the lead in organizing the informal sector to tap into programs like Chama Chama Fund, among others.
There is a great amount of policy support from initiatives such as the horticulture import ban, the VAT exemption on agricultural implements, and last but not least, the liberalization of the meat sector through the establishment of the Meat Industry Regulatory Authority, amongst others. There are various investment opportunities available in the agricultural sector. Value addition in terms of processing and packaging are one such available opportunities, investing in value chains that are available through deliberate government policy. Through the use of various support programs such as the recently launched the Moletlotlo, Tuo Letlotlo, and the Accelerator Impact Subsidy. And I would urge Business Botswana to take the lead. Take the lead in terms of organizing the SMMEs and organizing the informal sector to become real businesses through entrepreneurship, enterprise, and innovation, tapping from opportunities such as the Chama Fund.
Small and medium enterprises are the driving forces of any economy.
Business Botswana, as the voice of the private sector and Chamber of Commerce, has done well in establishing a good working relationship in the city of Francistown, Lemokanselenya. I am filled with optimism about the progress and resilience of our people, particularly in the face of economic challenges, notwithstanding the challenges the city of Francistown is embarked on in a number of initiatives to facilitate economic growth mo toropong ya rona ya Francistown. Chief among them is the implementation of the informal sector strategy.
We are going to continue and even accelerate our advocacy, our public-private sector dialogue with government and with all other stakeholders to ensure that we give all our businesses the best chance to thrive and to succeed. At the same time, we want to ensure that when Leah comes back and makes a study, SMME contributes plus 50% towards GDP.
As Botswana aspires to be a knowledge-based economy, this goal can only be possible through innovation. Emphasis was also placed on the need to embrace mindset change. Faith Ditete, BTV News, Francistown.
Botswana and the European Union have pledged to solidify their relations on issues pertaining to socio-economic and political development. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Lemogang Kwape, said this at the two's first partnership dialogue in Gaborone. Dr. Kwape explained that the intention is to strengthen relations and exchange ideas on common issues affecting Botswana and the European Union countries. Horata Moranyani.
Botswana's economy is heavily dependent on mining of minerals and export earnings, which are primarily derived from diamonds. It has a strong trading relationship with the European Union, dating from many years ago. However, it faces challenges in a number of respects due to climate change, lack of economic diversification, relative poverty, unemployment, the need to upskill the economy, and reduce its dependency on the public sector. Therefore, this partnership dialogue will help address these challenges.
I am confident that our meeting today will be fruitful as we endeavor to gauge progress on the implementation of the ongoing development projects here in Botswana. These are projects that the EU is providing both financial and technical assistance for their successful completion and positive impact on the lives of Botswana. Excellencies, the commitment and dedication of the EU and the individual EU member states to Botswana's socio-economic development and upliftment of the living standards of. We have come to a very fruitful conclusion of this year Botswana-EU partnership dialogue. Therefore, allow me to thank you more sincerely for your constructive engagement, candid engagement throughout our deliberations, which has led to the success of this meeting. From our discussion today, I can confidently say that I am satisfied with the progress that we've made so far in implementing our multi-annual indicative program that was launched in 2022. With the commitment demonstrated thus far, I am certain that this program will have yielded significant results.
The partnership dialogue is said to be critical as it will be used to assess and monitor the process and commitments made by both parties.
I want to congratulate you, Honourable Minister, and your government for signing this new step in our partnership, which seeks to beef up the ambition level for our partnerships, European Union partnership across the globe, including with Botswana. It brings the cooperation closer to the ground, to the partner countries, and it also seeks to tackle the global challenges together. We also will be focusing on investment and job creation, and we will be organizing partnership dialogues like this one.
The government of Botswana stands ready to work closely with the European Union and other like-minded countries. Khorata Maranyane, BTV News, Gaborone.
The private sector has been urged to embrace corporate social responsibility, CSR, not merely as a moral responsibility, but as a strategic decision that can ensure long-term viability. The Managing Director of Kalahari Breweries, Mr. Carlos Bennett, shared this view at the inaugural CSR conference and its 2024 awards ceremony in Gaborone on Thursday. They were further encouraged to learn from each other's best practices in the field to better serve their communities and impact livelihoods positively. Tsolofelo Dombale.
Companies in Botswana have over the years, with the encouragement of government, developed corporate social programs to benefit the communities in which they operate from through educational programs, community entrepreneurship, and more. At the first ever Corporate Social Responsibility Conference, these companies were encouraged to learn from each other's best practices in the field to better serve their communities and to ensure their sustainability.
We're gathered here as various stakeholders who either are affected or affect CSR. The key objectives of this gathering will include facilitating dialogue and collaboration, showcasing best practices, encouraging innovation in CSR.
In the current global landscape, the role of business in fostering sustainable practice is more critical than ever. Embracing social responsibility is not merely an ethical choice, but a strategic one that can really lead to enhanced reputation, increased customer loyalty, and long-term viability.
Speaking on behalf of the Minister of Finance, the Assistant Minister of Education and Skills Development, Ms. Naniki Makwinja, celebrated the good works of the private sector and impacting many livelihoods.
The following are notable works under CSR. The First National Bank, must acknowledge you again, has refurbished a community park in Broadhurst using recycled materials and solar panels. Botswana has contributed significantly to a number of community projects. This includes Ambassador initiatives, the 1.2 million for the Olorato Children's Center in Lotakane.
The companies present were encouraged to leverage on technological advancements to help communities keep up with the emerging challenges in society. Tsolofelo Tombale, BTV News, Gaborone.
Government has made strides in raising the bar for emergency care delivery and guarantee that every citizen has access to prompt and efficient care when they need it through cooperation, innovation, and knowledge sharing. The remarks were made last night by the Assistant Minister of Health, Mr. Sethomole Latisitswe, at the official launch of the Botswana Society on Emergency Care in Gaborone. Mojadi Mukibelo reports.
Celebrating a major milestone in Botswana's healthcare system is no small feat and is evidence of the government's dedication to improving emergency care in this country. Therefore, the inception of Botswana Society on Emergency Care as an essential part of any healthcare system will help in responding to life-threatening situations.
Your dedication speaks volumes about the success and the quality that we can look forward to concerning this important health aspect. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I wish to reiterate the Ministry of Health's commitment to working together with all stakeholders to create a future in which no one dies from lack of access to emergency care, as we officially established the Botswana Society of Emergency Care.
Pretty a more robust, resilient emergency medical field has been the core mandate of the society.
Our platform, ladies and gentlemen, is extended to you funders, to you administrators, and emergency medical care professionals. To achieve our set objectives, we feel us coming together and forming a collaborative effort, we will surely go to a better place. Now let us go to work and set a positive tone in the field of emergency medicine in Botswana.
Absorbing skilled and competent personnel will further improve the standard and availability of emergency care services across Botswana.
I have to have faith that the ambulance crew that does the extraction and transports me are competent and well-trained, and I have no control over that. I have no control over the doctors and nurses that will see me at the first hospital, or how well they will initially perform the resuscitation and transfer. So that really gives us, as emergency care providers, an important responsibility and an important opportunity.
The newly established Botswana Society on Emergency Care is expected to initiate and create a conducive environment for innovation and teamwork that will promote a resilient healthcare system that meets the needs of all citizens across the country. Moja Timu Kibelo, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Botswana Defence Force, BDF, awarded over 300 medals to its members based in Francistown at the BDF annual award ceremony, aimed at recognizing former and current members for their outstanding service and good conduct in their military duties. They included the Pearl Jubilee Medal, the Foreign Service Medal, and Long Service Awards. Abigail Madorobo.
These awards are which include the Pearl Jubilee Medal, which is awarded to any member of the Botswana Defence Force who has completed 30 years of honourable continuous service in the BDF, are a way of recognizing efforts of the officers in the armed forces. The Foreign Service Medal is awarded to any member of the BDF for honourable service outside the borders of Botswana, while long service is awarded to those who served for 15 years with good conduct.
Go boka letsatsi le ke amogetse seesele sa 30 years. Seesele se ra go le gontsi thata mo go nna. Ke gopola nako ene ke joina sole ka 1993. Go ne go se bonolo. Mo e leng gore ne re la ke le go training ke ne ke akanya le gore o ka re nga boela go gae.
Foreign Service Medal on its own, it's a definition where somebody is deployed in a foreign country. That being the case, I can redeploy in Mozambique the previous year. It is a milestone on its own because it doesn't only speak to me, BDF. It speaks of me saving the country of Botswana.
It is not an easy thing. It quite need dedication, discipline for you to be awarded a long service order medal.
Those who received the medals appreciated the BDF management for the medals and promised to continue serving the country diligently. Abigail Madorobo, BTV News, Francistown.
In other news, Kgosi Tawana has urged chiefs and their administrators in Maung to rally behind the Dikadile campaign and be the driving force in instilling the cultural values to guide the youth in maneuvering through their day-to-day struggles. He said this at the launch of the Kgosi Tawana Dikadile campaign at Maung Senior Secondary School, which is aimed at harnessing the influence and wisdom of Dikgosi to make a substantial impact in the lives of young people. Anthony Toborang and Atlasaone Kineilwe.
Issues of gender-based violence, indiscipline, teenage pregnancy, alcohol and drug abuse are deemed to be major setbacks in students' low academic performance in Ngamiland region. Therefore, This prompted the Queen Esther organization under lead girl to come up with a community mobilization workshop to tackle these issues head on and help build a better tomorrow for students.
The Botswana-EU campaign, which emerged from a community mobilization workshop led by Queen Esther under the Lead Girl project, seeks to tackle these issues head on as an intervention led by the cause. By bringing the quota directly to the youth, we aim to foster a supportive environment where open dialogue and mutual understanding can thrive. We will teach young people boto just as Botswana we tshwaro jo bo hapegileng and maitseo a ngwana wa motswana.
We have to raise awareness about the dangers of substance and alcohol abuse through community outreach programs and educational campaigns.
Traditional leaders responded to the call for action with enthusiasm and embraced the initiative and the idea of becoming part of the solution.
Your presence here today bears testament to the rapid growth of challenges the youth encounter, which adversely affects their future.
Our traditional leaders responded to the call for action with enthusiasm and dedication. Together we designed the Dikhosi Kadile program, tailored to leverage the unique strengths and roles of our chiefs in addressing the issues faced by our youth.
The Botswana-EU initiative will be running throughout the year, with traditional leaders adopting schools near them to share and motivate young people as they are deemed to be the backbone of the country's stability and adherence to the rule of law. Anthony Tovorang, BTV News, Maung.
Botswana has taken a significant step forward with the launch of the Apiculture value chain strategy aimed at contributing to a sustainable and viable beekeeping industry. The strategy, which was launched by the Assistant Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Molebatsi on Thursday, is expected to reduce the country's honey import bill. According to Statistics Botswana, in the year 2022-2023, Botswana produced only 13% of what the country consumes, while 16 million pula products was imported. Mamusi Siska has more.
Beekeeping is one of the untapped but lucrative agricultural sectors in the country, currently with only 13% of honey produced. The launched strategy is a comprehensive plan that aims to enhance honey production, improve quality standards, and create a robust market for beekeeping products. The strategy aligns with the country's vision of diversifying the agricultural sector and creating jobs.
Currently, Botswana produces 13% of the national demand, with the 87% deficit met through importation. 13% only. I am also told that in 2022-2023, Botswana imported around 255 tons of honey with a total monetary value of 16 million pula. The statistics from Statistics Botswana. Mostly these imports come from neighboring countries.
The strategy also sheds the spotlight on several key areas, including training and capacity building for beekeepers, research and development, and establishment of modern technology.
The
government has intensified efforts to enhance the apiculture, and I want to believe that there is a package specifically for us in these other agricultural programs.
Package e leng gore e ka re thusa ra itse gore ha ona le se o ka kgona gore jaanong gore mente a ba ka go neela le wena o boema ka dina o itsa ka sona.
at an advanced stage in terms of developing the diploma in beekeeping, which I believe by next year, August, we should be getting the first batch of students. But at the same time, we are also developing a certificate program, which also it will be a complement training in terms of beekeeping. We also have a Center for In-Service and Continuing Education. For a long time, it has been training farmers and the public in beekeeping, the short course as a non-credit bearer.
And I would like us to seriously consider and appreciate the apiculture as the bigger picture in the contribution of our newly approved program, Tuole Tlotlo. We don't want to look at this sector in isolation because it embodies part of the bigger program being Tuole Tlotlo. So we should see how it relates to creating wealth using livestock production.
The apiculture value chain strategy is expected to attract investment into the beekeeping sector and provides a sustainable source of income for many Botswana. On the same breath, also supporting biodiversity. Mamusi Siska, BTV News, Silibe Pigwe.
Murder accused person Mokhalimi Maleya, who appeared before the Gaborone High Court for the murder of former Member of Parliament Mr. Isaac Davids, admitted to stabbing the deceased with a sharp instrument in 2018. The former MP was allegedly murdered by his two employees, being Jabulani Dube from Zimbabwe and Mokhalimi Maleya from Ramotswa, at his cattle post near Salajwe.
Accused Mokhalimi Maleya has admitted to stabbing the deceased Mr. Isaac Davis on his thigh using a sharp instrument as a form of self-defense, stating the deceased person initiated the fight by hitting him several times with a hard object. He further testified that before he could execute his mission, they retaliated, overpowered him, and eventually stabbed him. But in a twist of events, the second accused, Maleya, told the court that his co-accused, Jabulani Dube, is the one who stabbed the deceased using a sharp instrument on his head and also caused several injuries to this body until the deceased was unconscious. The case was adjourned to 18 July to allow for the state and defense lawyer to file their final submissions. The trial case was before Justice Michael Leburu of the Gaborone High Court. Paul Kelebore, BTV News, Gaborone.
Good Hope District Council Chairman Mr. Kenalone Motsatebe says that benchmarking exercise in the Chobe district will enable them to grow their heritage and agri-tourism sector, which they could use for district economic growth and development. Mr. Motsatebe says despite them having various resources at their disposal, they are yet to explore the limitless opportunities the two sectors have to offer. Kitso Taimani with the report.
The Good Hope district relies on agricultural development, but has potential to tap on other sectors to fast-track developments. They are looking to take a leaf off the Chobe district, which has a thriving agri-tourism sector due to the vast natural resources found there.
Kasane le boremelelo jwa bojanala. Le rona re eletsa go a go tlhabolola kgaolo a rona ka bojanala. Jo bo sa ikagang ka diphologolo.
Kasane is a tourism hub. Therefore, we want to enhance our tourism sector and diversify our economy through our natural resources.
Di tshwana le mahelo a dijo. Di tshwana le Ramatlaba ma Artificial Insemination Center.
The Good Hope district is still finding its feet being newly established. Council committee stating there are still some teething problems they need to overcome.
I'm glad to say we can achieve most of those.
We have managed to accomplish and fulfill some projects in the district.
They are complete.
As the chairperson of the Community Development Social Services Committee, we are trying hard to encourage women and youth to utilize the Poverty Eradication Scheme. Thus, we bought a new bus that will be used to transport people staying in remote areas to come access necessary government programs.
Le
shortage ya metsi mo kgaolong jaanong a ka re itse gore re santse re le mo projecting e leng gore re phatlhaletsa metsi go tswang ko north side of the
We are encountering a challenge of waste management and water distributions, so we are still in progress of developing ways to solve these challenges we are encountering.
ditanka tsa rona re di tlhatswa jang gore ra go ira di-inspection tseo ba le phatele leng gore la cleana mo ditankeng tsa rona ba diragatse jalo ka disample tsele di abe di repotetse gore go na le ha metsi go gongwe re tla itlhelang a sa siama teng.
This benchmarking expedition will be rolled out to other more seasoned district councils in order to learn of the best practices which can assist in their bid to find economic diversification means. Kitso Temane, Botswana Television, Kazungula.
The Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Department of Information and Broadcasting, Mr. Oshingatsiang, has implored the first batch of the Ignite TV Academy to be pathfinders who will make Botswana a global player in the creative industry. He said this during the Academy's official launch here at the Mass Media Complex yesterday. Kidetleletswe Somolakai with the report.
The Botswana government, in collaboration with the American TV host Steve Harvey, have recently been advocating for the Ignite Botswana project, which is purposed to boost the country's creative economy, nurture talent, and bolster Botswana's television and video production industries. The first hopefuls for the academy were said to be the guiding light that will lead the country towards endless opportunities to compete in the global platforms and attract world-class productions like Family Feud, which will not only create employment but will contribute significantly to the creative skill transfer.
What we expect to see is for you to be able, by your presence, be able to attract the global players into this country, knowing that they have a good backing, that they can work with the best. What we expect to see is you being able to tell Botswana stories and taking them global. Those are the two key things that we expect to see as a result of this.
The Ignite Academy will offer 63 students production training in scripted and unscripted entertainment with hands-on experience with internationally recognized production experts.
We do a number of set courses. It's called the Business of TV, in which we really understand what Duncan and Neil were teaching this week, was independent production, both of big talent shows, shiny floor shows, down to documentary. Then we go into the fundamentals of production, which is cinematography, sound, editing, directing, and the basics for you to go into the industry. But it's at another level. It's not really starter. You come out with a fairly polished understanding. Then we go into specialization. So for example, in this block, we're going deep into game and deep into reality. And then straight after that, you go deeply into immersion.
So the reason why Pat and Cheryl bring me into the spaces right at the beginning of every program is to work with that, with the filmmaker in the class, to say, who are you? And once we get hold of that, then you stay strong within yourself, regardless of what happens in the environment, and then you show up with authenticity. And you can then tell authentic African stories.
These aspiring creatives are the future for the creative industry in the country.
You don't do things like this and not get anything out of it. You dedicated so much of your time invested so much of your time into this, and it will come back to you tenfold. And we're going to be part of the reason, part of the facilitators of bringing back what belongs to you tenfold. The show that I've ever watched, I hear Neil and Kilina, the ones that were behind them, like, so every moment is just a moment of just being in awe and I didn't want to preach, but we really feel thankful for this opportunity. Like, God has really located us. This is what just that thing where this is where we're supposed to be.
The first batch of the Ignite Academy will graduate this September, making way for the next batch starting in October. Kilekelezwe, Somolikai, PTV News, Gaborone.
Tava Kosimore is standing by to give us the latest in sport. TT.
Thank you, Khomozo. Let me proceed.
Thank you, sir.
It is an honor and privilege for me to welcome you to Botswana Tonight Sports segment. I am Tato Kosimore. Thank you for joining us. Let's jump straight into our top story. Botswana National Olympic Committee, BNOC, has received a shot in the arm in the form of 1,680,000 Pula sponsorship from Orange Botswana. The money will be used to support Team Botswana for qualifications and preparations for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games to be held from July 26 to August 11. Lydia Poloko with more.
Orange Botswana Digital Media and Public Relations Coordinator Ludo Chalashiga said the sponsorship reaffirmed the company's dedication to sports development in Botswana, as well as to empower individuals to attain their dreams, both on and off the field.
BNOC had approached us, I think, quite late last year to partner and support them on their Road to Paris campaign. So that sponsorship, for us, it was a no-brainer. Because you'll note that Orange Botswana has a long history in the sporting arena. We have our FA Cup, so we have played in the football field with the Orange FA Cup. We also have played in the marathon field with the Orange Pique Marathon. And then also again, we have our ambassador Elilitile Tebogo. Our ambassadorship lane started in 2022. And we have seen him grow and become the star that he is today.
Botswana National Olympic Committee Programs Manager Obakeng Gwingwa said they saw it fit to make a proposal to Corporate World requesting sponsorship for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games preparations, as funding had been challenging. He appreciated Orange Botswana for stepping up to make their preparations possible.
This was a much needed partnership. Previously, I hadn't prepared the team for major games. We rely on government funding. We don't really have partners financially. So, on most companies, they will jump into assisting her teams as who compete. So, for the first time, we have a partner from preparations and through the games, even after the games. So we are looking forward to great partnership with Orange, and we are looking forward to partner with them even in future games. We still have Los Angeles 2028, we still have Commonwealth Games in 2026.
Moreover, Orange Botswana is providing each of the 6 qualified athletes with 50,000 Pula, while the senior national men's 4x4 meter relay team will receive 60,000 Pula. Additionally, the Botswana National Olympic Committee (BNOC) will get 150,000 Pula to support Team Botswana's Olympic campaign. On top of the cash sponsorship, Orange Botswana is committing over 1.1 million Pula in kind to the BNOC, which will be used for marketing support. So far, some athletes who have already qualified for the Paris Olympic Games include Litile Tebogo, Bayapondori, Colin Kibina-Tsipi, and Lungo Scotch, as well as the 4x4 meters relay team, while the duo of Tsepiso Masalela and Kiutobokile Hangura will represent Botswana in 800 meters. Lydia Apoluko, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Moving on, Gao Football Club from Khanzi and the Makabza City Sporting Club from Tsabong will battle it out in the women football final playoff for the Western Bloc tomorrow afternoon in Hukunzi. The Western Bloc champions will represent the block at the National DTCB finals scheduled for Gaborone on the 6th to the 7th of July. Western Bloc comprises of Khanzi, Hukunzi, Kang and Tsabong villages. Kickoff time is 1500 hours at Sunny Showground.
It's true that we'll be hosting Khanzi and Tsabong for the 2023-2024 Women Championship. Western region is made up of Khanti, Hukunti, Kang, and Tsabong. However, this event will only be played by 2 teams from Khanti and Tsabong because they have active women football. Kang and Hukunti haven't yet started. We have to be aware that this is an event that will come and unveil a championship for the Western region, who shall at the end be representing the Western Bloc at the nationals.
As the Botswana Premier League 2023-2024 season comes to a photo finish this Saturday, Jwaneng Galaxy will be hosted to a battle of the mining towns as defending champions Jwaneng Galaxy lock horns with Orapa United in a league decider to be played at the Galaxy Stadium tomorrow. Katlego Kgakole.
After playing a goalless draw against Gaborone United on Wednesday, Galaxy coach Morana Ramorebodi says despite having the most difficult season in which they had to play the League, CAF Champions League and Orange FA Cup games, they are going out with all guns blazing as they take on Orapa United in a do-or-die game. He added that they will fight with everything to make sure the trophy remains in the mining town of Jwaneng on Saturday. Lagasari Paladi Naledi go into the Saturday game still at the summit of the log with 62 points, just a point ahead of second place Township Rollers, followed by Gaborone United in third place with 60 points.
We are playing against a team that is very, very competitive, so we must also bring our A game. The spirit is very high. It is always motivating to play that last match. You know that the spirit is very positive because we want to do well, and knowing that we are not going to play a team that will just be a walk in the park. They will put effort, they will compete with us, so we need to be at our best.
The Ostriches, on the other hand, go into the Saturday encounter under immense pressure for the top 8 finish, as they are currently 10th with 32 points. They accumulated from 7 wins, 11 draws and 11 losses. Orapa United coach Khadiman Tiso says they are going to join in to spoil the party, as they also need to collect maximum points on Saturday to secure a top 8 finish.
They want to win the league, as we want to finish in top 8. If we look at the logo, we have that advantage, much advantage to finish in top 8. We are 32 now. We have about 3 teams which are on 35, and all of them, they have negatives in terms of goals for, and as we have advantage of a plus goal. So meaning that if we win on Saturday, it will take us to 35. Anything that happens to the other 3 teams on top of us lose, it means we will have that advantage of finishing top 8.
In other BPL Week 30 fixtures scheduled for Saturday, title contenders Township Rollers will be away to Traffic at Obetitani Chulume Stadium in Francistown. Gaborone United, who dropped 2 points on Wednesday, will look for maximum points when they face already relegated Holy Ghost at Lobatsa Sports Complex. Murupule Wanderers, who escaped the relegation X by a whisker, will be visitors to Masitauka at the Naledi Academy Stadium, while Nuko United, who also managed to survive relegation, will welcome relegated 11 Angels in Silibe Pikwe. The final league games will be wrapped up by VTM and Swa Flamingos encounter to be played at VTM Arena. Kickoff for all the games is 1500 hours. Katlego Kgakole, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Before signing off, here is our last story tonight. 11 Angels are the third and final team to be relegated from the Botswana Premier League following a 3-2 loss to Traffic in the Francistown derby played at Obeditani Chulume Stadium. Meanwhile, Traffic's victory leaves them in the top 8 bracket with only 1 game left to end the 2023-2024 season. Karabo Sebele reports.
Lakhamula Bananyana came into this encounter in the back of a 1-0 draw with Holy Ghost, leaving them stuck in the relegating zone, while Traffic were fresh from a 5-2 loss to Murupule Wanderers. Both teams came determined to score, but it was Majimenyenga boys who took the lead on the 34th minute through Thabiso Bante. Then a few minutes before the halftime break, Unkabetse Makhantei scored the second goal to take the game to recess, with Traffic leading 2-0. From the break, both teams fought tooth and nail to take control of the game. 11 Angels were awarded a penalty after a foul by the Angels' defense, but missed the spot kick. Their efforts, however, paid off later on as Fungai Muzila pulled one back on the 81st minute. Tafik then extended their lead 7 minutes later as Kisekile Chivese netted a third. On the 88th minute, Lakhamula Bananyana scored again to finish the game with the 3-2 loss.
Proud of the boys for the manner that they do it. It's not convincing, it's not pure, it's not what you want as a football, especially me. The football I want from my team is not the one I want, but at the end of the day, I take the 3 points and we move on, we go on. We want to be in the top 8 of the league, and it's achievable.
We played beautiful football. Last season we played well. This season we also played beautiful football. So now nobody can blame our efforts. You know, nobody can blame this boys' efforts. They came into the Premier League for the first time. Most of them this season again. New guys in the Premier League, new talent.
As both teams are left with one game to close off the 2023-2024 season, 11 Angels relegates to the First Division League, while Tafik maintains the top 8 spot on Botswana Premier League log standings. Karabo Sibili, BTV Sport, Francistown.
And that's it from Botswana Tonight Sports segment. Thank you very much for the privilege of your time. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Back to you.
Thank you so much, TT. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time this entire week. Have yourself a fantastic weekend until we meet again next time, say.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. That was TT giving us the latest in sport. Let's take a final look at stories leading the way this evening. President Masisi consoles the Museki family in Sorowe after the loss of their family member. Botswana and the European Union have pledged to solidify their relations. And in sport, Orange Botswana sponsor Botswana National Olympic Committee to a tune of over 1.5 million pula. That's all that we had for you in our news bulletin this evening. BTV News, Ikanyarona, hashtag BW Mindset Change. Up next is the weather update.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast brought to you by Leader Wadi Khomo. Looking at the current satellite image, clouds are visible over Gauteng, northern central and northeast, also is showing clear skies. Tomorrow expecting partly cloudy conditions over Gauteng, Ngamilan, Chobe, central and northeast district, also expecting patches of clouds. In the morning, we're expecting warm temperatures over Ngamilan, Chobe and northern central between 14 and 15 degrees Celsius. Also expecting mild temperatures ranging between 8 and 11 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, we're expecting warm temperatures over the entire country between 26 and 29 degrees Celsius. As for Sunday, partly cloudy conditions are expected over Kalahari, Khanzi, Ngamilan, Chobe and northern central district. Also expecting patches of clouds with mild temperatures in the afternoon over southern, southeast Gauteng and Kweneng. Also expecting warm temperatures. That's the weather forecast. Good night.